How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk. Cosplay Con Talk is a new series where basically I have a guest come on and we discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Tonight, I'm doing another segment of Get to Know That Cosplayer, and tonight's featured cosplay guest is the Cheesy Hipster. Okay, quick word. How you doing tonight, Zara?
Oh, I'm just a little tired, but I'm all right. It's my day off. It's a
Well,
good day.
that's always a good thing. So, as always, the first question I always ask when doing this is, how long have you been cosplaying for?
Oh boy. I was thinking about that the other day, and I have actually been cosplaying for about 10 and a half years
So you've been,
since 2010.
oh wow, so you've been cosplaying for a good long while.
Oh yeah, since I was in high school. Now it's 10 years later. I'm like, wow, it's pretty crazy. That's why I was like going back into the archives and just being like, oh wow.
That's definitely a long time. What got you into cosplaying?
My friends in high school got invited to Kimura Con, I think it was in like 2009, and she talked about it, and it was like sounded so cool, and all the anime stuff, and you get to dress up as your favorite character. Isn't that neat? And I thought that's pretty cool. And then she invited me to go with her to Kimura Con in 2010, and after that I was like, this is my new expensive hobby that I can't stop.
What was it like going to Gamora Con, 10 years ago? I know everyone has their own story and everything on that.
It's kind of funny because I recently went to it again in 2019 because I was like, wow, I haven't been to this since like I think it was like 2012 was the last time I'd gone to it, and it was a lot smaller. It was only out of one hotel in Portland, and I remember everything was in that hotel. There wasn't like multiple areas or like a convention center. And so yeah, like back then, like cons were a lot of the cons that I went to were kind of a lot smaller. I didn't really start going to the bigger ones. I mean, they were smaller in the sense of like it was all pertaining to one big hotel as opposed to like, the really small local ones. But now, conventions are in giant convention centers,
Oh God, yeah, no.
and it's packed wall to wall people and you're just constantly bumping into everyone and it's so noisy. But it was like, yeah, that one was definitely it was fun being my first con. So to me, I was like, this is so big. But now I look back on it and was like, oh wow, well, cons used to be like that.
Oh no, they've gotten big. I think the biggest one I've been to so far was SAC Anime of 2019.
Oh yeah, I think the biggest one I went to was San Diego Comic Con.
Oh
Oh
God.
lord, oh lordy lord, that was like claustrophobic.
That sounds like it. So mainstream. Um, what was your very first cosplay?
My first cosplay, I had two that I took to Kimura Con, and it was the witch from Left 4 Dead, the
Oh
video
God,
game,
I hate those
and then
things.
Lee Kanker from as the Kanker sisters from Ed, Ed and Eddie. I went as her.
Is is that the one with the blonde hair or
No, it's the
the
one with
blue?
the red hair.
Oh, the one who's okay. So you went as the older one. Nice.
Yeah, the leader of the group.
So I
That
gotta
one was
so,
really fun.
so I gotta ask, what? How did you do the wig? The Because I know Lee has basically her eyes don't show in the series.
I I bought this wig. It was like the perfect wig, but it was from China, so it was like three sizes too small
Ooh.
for my large American head. But it was like the perfect, like it had the undercut and it had the curl on top, and it came in orange, and it was actually it came blonde, and we had to Sharpie dye it orange.
Oh, you
Um,
took the long you did the longer way of dyeing a wig.
yeah, because back then it was like that was the way to do it was to Sharpie dye it, like dilute it and spray it down. And we didn't know about the Rit dye yet, or that Art of Wigs and Epic Cosplay Wigs wasn't up yet. And
The more expensive wig websites.
yeah,
So, how long did it take you to dye each individual strand with the Sharpie?
Well, what we did is, and some people still do it this way. You don't really draw on it. It's more of like you take the ink cartridges out of the Sharpie and then you like dilute it in like water. And I think there's another, I haven't done it in a long time. But then it becomes
Oh,
like a spray bottle and then you like spray it down and like soak it, or like you can dunk it in there. A lot of people do it, I think still. They do it now with Rit dye and not really Sharpies anymore. Um, but yeah, I did not color it, that's for sure. Like individually, but it was a diluted dye.
and then how did you go about the outfit? Because if I'm not mistaken, she wears jeans and a red polka dot shirt.
Yeah, so I bought an oversized white t-shirt at Walmart. I cut out like felt polka dots, hot glued them on, and then I borrowed my mom's jeans because she has
Mom
those like high
jeans.
waisted. Yeah, she wears like mom jeans in the show, and then I just bought like purple Converse and a pink belt, and that was that. That was. I always tell people there are humble beginnings to every cosplayer.
Oh, most definitely. Did any of your friends cosplay as the other two Kanker sisters whose names I'm drawing a blank
Yes,
at?
Marie and May.
Thank you.
Kanker. Yeah, and yeah, we had a little group, and that was our the one who did Marie with the blue hair. She was the one that actually got me to go to the cons.
Nice. Well, shout out to your friend there.
Yeah.
Did you happen to continue on this? Did you happen to run into any Edit and Eddie cosplays?
I think we ran into one double D cosplayer
Oh.
because I think they had known we were coming through my friend Shannon who took us there. I think she talked to someone online, but I think that was the only one that we saw. But it was just one of those like we're playing on the nostalgia of cartoons,
Oh,
which is one of
definitely.
my favorite things to do as cosplayer, is to do like old cartoons or anime that you haven't seen in a long time.
And on that topic, what other classic cartoon anime characters have you cosplayed as throughout your
Uh,
10 years of cosplaying?
I have done Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls, I think 3 different times. I just like kept making it a little better. Um, and then I have done one of my ones that a lot of people have known me for. A couple of photographers think I only have blue hair, and it's Bulma from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I've done at least 8 different Bulma cosplays, and then
Nice.
one photographer who just believes that my hair is just always blue because that's all he ever saw me in every time I met him. But yeah, I did her a lot. And her and Wonder Woman are usually the two that a lot of people associate me with recently. Was
Yeah,
Wonder Woman.
I think at Medford Comic Con a few years back, I think I saw you like wear like a Wonder Woman dress.
Yeah, that was my little kind of 50s style Wonder Woman. I originally made that cosplay for Silicon Valley Comic Con that I went there. Oh God, I don't remember what year that was. But it was a couple years ago because it was my dad's 50th birthday and we were going to a Comic Con.
Nice, very nice. Now you've also cosplayed as the DC Bombshells one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that was my most recent one that I did at Emerald City Comic Con with my friend Crystal, who was the Bombshell Merida and Merida.
Mira.
Mira. God, gosh darn it. Yes, that's the one. I can't say the name.
It's okay. Mind sharing a little bit about your DC Bombshells Wonder Woman. I almost drew a blank on that name.
What was the question? I missed the first
Mind
part.
telling a little bit about how you
Oh yeah.
made the bombshell outfit for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, so I had when I had seen the design for it, I'd always wanted to do that one because I just thought it was super cute. And then at Joann's, they released the whole pattern set, like of all these different bombshell outfits. So there was the costume. I'm like, oh wow, there's the sewing pattern. I have to get it now. And so yeah, I pretty much made the whole thing from scratch. I made the boot covers. I made the whole shirt and the shorts, and the headband, and then the bracers were made out of craft foam. that I carved into meticulously to look exactly like her design.
How long did it take you to make the whole like costume? Because I imagine there was a lot of trial and error too.
Um, I was there was a couple new things I learned how to do, which was like doing certain appliques and stuff, but most of it was things I'd already kind of known how to do. I don't remember exactly how long it took. I feel like maybe off and on it was like a couple months because I was also working on some other cosplays for that con as well. I never keep track of sometimes of how it's usually when is the con gonna be, and I procrastinate till it's about like 3 or 4 months before, and then freak out and cram it all in there at the last minute.
Nice. I imagine you had a lot of fun cosplaying as DC Bombshell's Wonder Woman.
I did. It was actually a very comfortable costume to wear, and I still have it. I have it so it's ready to like take to another con because I did wear it again at Medford Comic Con the year after I wore that other Wonder Woman. And we entered the little cosplay contest because I had someone else who did Bombshell Raven with us,
Bombshell,
with me and Crystal.
Bombshell Raven. I don't think I've ever. Okay, now I have to look in Bombshell Raven. I've never heard of a Bombshell Raven.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them that you don't see unless you like look them up. They're like not in the original like lineup because there's like a Bombshell Cat. I don't think there's a Catwoman yet. I know there's a Bombshell like Poison Ivy. There's
Batwoman, Harley Quinn.
Yeah. And then there's the Mara one that you don't really see because some of them don't have figures.
Okay, I'm looking at
Yeah,
the DC Bombshell Raven right now.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, half of these I've never even heard of. I mean, like the most common one I've heard of is DC Bombshell Harley Quinn, which I think is the most generic one out there.
yeah. There's that one I see a lot, and then there's the Wonder Woman, and then there's the Batwoman, and the what was it? Black Canary's another one that pops up a bit. Um, and then there's like a Zantana one.
Now,
Yeah,
I also know you're known for your Beauregard cosplay from Critical Role too, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, that was the other one I took to Emerald City Comic Con, and I had a very strict workout and diet I did to try to get some sick abs. So when I met Marisha Ray, I was like, "Oh, sun's out, abs out." Right now, actually, I'm working on Molly Mock,
Who?
Molly Mock Tea Leaf.
The
From
Tiefling?
Critical Role. Yeah.
The one with a giant ass lollipop?
No, that's Jester. The other one, he was the purple one in the beginning, played by Taliesin Jaffe. But
Mo-
yeah, Critical Role is definitely on the brain all the time after doing that Beauregard cosplay.
Nice.
It's like I gotta be in this community, and so I gotta do more.
What was it like cosplaying as Beauregard from Critical Role?
That one was also a very comfortable one because it was all a lot of lightweight athletic wear fabric. I did have to keep my. So the funny thing was, I hadn't started watching Critical Role yet, but I had the haircut that Beauregard had, and my friends were like, "You got to watch this show. You look just like her." I was like, "What?" And then I watched it. I'm like, "Okay, now I have to cosplay her." So for like a whole year and a half, I had to keep that haircut as I was like slowly like planning to do it, and like all the way up until we went to the con, and then afterwards I'm like, okay, I think it's time to cut all my hair off because it's a lot. I've had a lot of my hair was really long, but I still had it shaved underneath, but I was getting tired of the shaved head, but I knew I had to bust out Beauregard for that. But yeah, no, it was really fun, and that con was really fun running into so many other critter cosplayers. um it's a great community of cosplayers that they have, and they're all really nice and supportive and fun. And I really enjoyed it.
Nice. So, what got you into making your own cosplays?
It was just so I am an artist. I draw and do other stuff and I like crafting and then just learn thinking about like, oh, taking this kind of 2D image of a character and making it 3D just fascinated me. And then my mom kind of did some sewing also. So I was like, Mom, you got to teach me how to use the sewing machine. I got to make these costumes. I know they're weird, like anime characters, but just bear with me. And so she taught me how to use the sewing machine. And after that, it was a lot of self teaching. And I just really like creating things. I like to build, I like doing prop builds, I like armor builds. I like watching people do great things. It's just kind of that high of I made this thing and it looks just like the person or similar to it or inspired by and showing it off and it's a weird kind of high that I get going to cons after making a really cool looking cosplay.
Nice. Now, from the characters you cosplayed as, has there ever been that one cosplay or a few that, like during a con or something, it's like something like ripped, torn, or just fell apart, or just something bad happened that like you knew it was bad, but you still kind of, chugged through?
Oh, that was a lot of my cosplays in the beginning. I used to um it used to be I recently started making ones that are actual quality that don't fall apart after the con is over because I used to be like I got to make this costume as fast as I can with the cheapest material because I'm in college and I can't afford like nice things and I don't know any better. So I would make these costumes and by the end of the con they were just ripping and falling apart and then I just wouldn't wear them again.
Oh,
So then I would just make a new cosplay again. So I would never re-wear cosplays like and now I'm just starting to get into the point of, hey, you can make a costume that can be reworn again. I'm like, what? I can't be caught in the same cosplay twice. And like, yes, you can. People do it all the time. So yeah, my costumes used to fall apart all the time at cons. Now I actually bring a little, what is it, like an emergency bag that's got like hot glue in it, or a little sewing kit,
your own
or
little bag of holding.
yeah, so in case something falls, because it happens all the time, things fall off. Like you wear it in your house and you think, yes, this is going to be perfect, and then you go to the con and you're walking around a lot,
Oh, you're.
bumping into people, and things just fall off all the time.
Oh. Now, on that topic, has there been that one cosplay you've not done in so long that, once this pandemic is over and restrictions are a little bit more eased, that you would want to bring back?
Hmm. Again, that's where I have the hard thing of a lot of my cosplays fell apart, so I don't have too many old ones. I'm always I have a constant list of new ones I want to do, but I still do have Beauregard. She's always a fun one to take as a casual, but I think like a oh gosh, that's definitely an interesting one. I'm like I've made some like I said recently that actually I can wear again. Um, Sailor Jupiter is always a fun one to do because she's easily recognizable. I
And
made her
that's
schoolgirl uniform.
and that's actually the one we're using for your
Yeah,
thumbnail.
yeah, that's the schoolgirl one.
Thank you again for providing that. It's like when I saw that, it's like, oh, okay. When it says a little green
Yeah, little balls on her ponytail.
yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I know who that is now.
Yeah, that's her schoolgirl outfit. Made her sailor outfit, like her Sailor Senshi outfit, once a long time ago. I think it was like in 2011 or 2012 with a group, another big group, and we did the cosplay contest, and then that one fell apart also.
Oh, no.
But we won best walk on. That was cool.
Well,
Um,
that's good.
but yeah, no, I think I don't have too many that I would like be aching to like wear again. It kind of depends on the con that I'm going to. If I want to just be, or how I'm feeling. If it's comfy, then I might throw on like, Bombshell Wonder Woman or something. Or if I wanted to be super extra, I could pull out my giant Princess Belle dress that I made or but I always have a list of like new. Usually, I try to make a new costume for a con every time I go to a new con
Right.
because I'm a psycho.
So we got about 10 minutes left. Any advice for those who are new to making their own cosplays and everything, or even think about getting into doing commissions for people? Any advice you would like to give, and that would be helpful to newcomers to making their own cosplays.
First advice that I always give is the don't like start out small. Don't I know it seems like you want to be in like the giant armored costumes and it's intimidating, but like I said, my first one was a t-shirt with felt dots glued to it, and I wear mom jeans. It's always you can start small, and it also don't worry about trying to make it all from scratch. You can buy a costume, and it's totally fine. It's all about having fun and making your how you feel, and if you feel comfortable and happy in it, that's where you're winning. And
And
that's why I just always want to tell people that.
and thrift stores are probably your best friend as well.
Oh man, I go to Goodwill all the time to get cosplay pieces, especially for ones that are more modern day looking. So you don't have to, again, you don't have to make everything. You can totally buy stuff and alter it. It's and there's also lots of videos. There's so many tutorials out. So like deep dive into like research is always a good thing as well, and fun and inspiring.
Well, that's good. Any new cosplays that you're looking forward to doing eventually? That like you want you like you know you want to do?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm working on the Molly Mock Tea Leaf one from Critical Role, and it's an entirely hand embroidered jacket, and I'm slowly working on it, and it's the one I'm super excited about. And then I think two others. One of them I know is from the show Yasha Hime, the Inuyasha sequel, and I want to do Setsuna from that. But mostly I'm focusing on the Molly Mock one because it's going to be like one of those really big, kind of similar to like my Belle princess dress, where I'm like, I'm going to work really hard on this and I'm going to try to wear it as many times as I can because this gonna it's gonna have to be worth it, with all the time I'm going to be spending on it.
Yeah. Let's see. About 8 more minutes. Any advice you'd like to give for when if people decide to go to cons like Emerald City and Kimura Con? Because I know those are some pretty big cons here in Oregon.
Yeah. If you're gonna go to like a larger con, I would definitely suggest going with someone who's already been to one of those because it can be a little overwhelming. Like I said, when I went to Comic Con, when it wasn't even that big, it was just nice to have someone who already kind of knew what was going on and was like, "Oh, there's panels, and this is where you go to do those," or "There's these cosplay gatherings," or yeah. So definitely, if you're going to like a larger con, go like either with a group of friends or at least one other friend that's kind of experienced with it. Um, but I mean, if you guys are like, let's just do it, we're gonna figure it out on our own. It's always nice. Everyone, usually people at cons are pretty nice. Usually, it depends on who you run into, but you can usually can make pretty good friends, like going to like cosplay gatherings and um, fan meets, and so that's another thing I like to suggest when you go to cons. I like going to the gatherings a lot because you get to meet a lot of other cosplayers. So you get to meet your people. But yeah, for smaller ones, yeah, I would definitely like start. I would definitely not say go straight to San Diego Comic Con. Oh
Oh
dear God.
no, no, you. I think.
Emerald City was even a little. It was pretty big, but I'd been to that con center before for SoccerCon, so I kind of remembered where a lot of things were and how big it was going to be. But and I've been to the Oregon Convention Center a lot as well. But yeah, smaller cons, like I know the Medford ones are pretty small, but I mean it's a nice little introductory to like, oh, here's like the artist alley and here's
Oh yeah,
some
no.
panels and
Medford Comic Con. If anyone is from the Southern Oregon area or just around, and I think the best thing about Medford Comic Con is that it's free, and
and
not a whole lot of people will have a whole lot of money. So if you want to go to a con, but you don't, want to buy a ticket, Medford Comic Con or any free con is sometimes, not always, sometimes your best option.
It's like you'll kind of like dip your toes in a little bit, and you're just like, oh, so this is kind of what to like start to expect from the con scene. Like, oh, there's people dressed normally, but then there's also cosplayers. Like, I think some people think you have to dress up to go to a con.
No, you
You don't.
don't. No.
You can totally be casual. Some days, like the last day, I might just be totally casual because I'm like, I've been 2 days in a row. I've worn 6-inch heels and wigs and
Oof.
armor. I'm just gonna chill on this last day.
I'm now actually looking at Molly Mock, and holy crap, those are some tall ass freaking
Yep.
boots.
Yeah,
Oof.
that's he's gonna be my one of those big ones that I spend probably the rest of this like most of this year working on. I want
Oof.
to
Just
slowly work on it so that
the
I can
boots,
don't
though. I
rush it.
mean, just the boots. Holy crap! I'm still looking at it. This is a lot of patterns, but I think what is going to be interesting is the boots and possibly um the tail looks like it'd be simple. How would you if you don't mind me asking, because we've got like 4 minutes here. How do you think you would go about the tail? Because that's like a long tail with with like the point at the
Yeah.
end.
There's there's a cosplayer I follow a lot who does a lot of Critical Role cosplays named it's Jenny D, and she has a tutorial on how to do it, and it's kind of just like pantyhose stuffed with like you get the color tights of the skin color and you
Mm.
kind of like stuff them, and then you can put like a foam and then like stuff foam in there for like the point at the end, and then you can attach it to like a belt underneath your clothes. And then some people do it where they attach like fishing line or like what's known as invisible thread to your finger
Uh,
into the end of your tail, so then your tail stands up when your hands go out.
or I've seen a lot of people who cosplay as like anime characters use like the thin line for that.
Yeah.
We
So
got. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, it's not as it's kind of funny where you're like, oh, that must be something crazy. Like, yeah, no, it's just like pantyhose, like colored and stuffed with things and craft foam, and but we make it look like it's super complicated.
So we got about 2.5 minutes to go. Any more advice you'd like to give in general for cosplayers out there who are just starting out, wanting to get into cosplay, stuff like that?
Definitely find it's a lot more fun when you do it with friends. Like if you can get friends or make friends at a con or like and doing like group cosplays is kind of fun. But just knowing like you guys can like inspire each other and motivate each other to do it is really I do enjoy doing cosplay with my friends a lot. And a lot of the times my costumes are like based on what they're going to do. Um, and um, yeah, and also just looking at other cosplayers, like there's so much resources out there and so many books, and it's just kind of fun to watch like how they make it. Like I love watching like how to videos and like build videos. That's just like inspiring and interesting to watch them build something from scratch. Like Kamui Cosplayed has like so many different stuff.
Oh, she,
I love her so much.
Especially seen her, her armored Aloy, her,
Yeah.
and a lot. She does a lot of
I have like
Monster
four of her
Hunter.
books.
I've seen some of her Monster
Yeah.
Hunter ones too, and yeah, that's like impressive for sure. Like hands down, if you want to look into make something on how to look at Kamuya
Mm-hmm.
cosplay. Her work is spot
She
on.
and her books are super easy to follow. I have like four of them. I have like the armor one and the painting one and the lighting one, and I
Now,
think the prop building one.
now where would you get her books at, or like
I think they're on her website. I think it's just kamuicosplay.com, I believe.
well,
I'd have to look that up
I'll have
again.
to look that
But
up too and put it like in the put it during the video or something so people can check that out.
yeah. Yeah, she definitely is one of my bigger inspirations, especially for those giant um cosplay builds. But she makes it all look just like, oh, it's not as hard when you break
Oh no,
Get down. You
definitely.
just gotta have time.
I think one of my big inspirations for cosplay is Mall Cosplay.
I've heard that person.
If you haven't heard of him, you should check him out. His cosplays are really good. And yeah, again, this should wrap it up. Again, Cheesy Hipster, thank you for coming on and being another featured guest for Cosplay Con Talks. Get to know that cosplayer.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun
Oh, you're.
talking about cosplay and reminiscing again.
Oh yeah, no. Like again, like I said, this is just to let people know, hey, that cosplay is still a thing. Just gotta keep chugging through, and just hopefully that this pandemic will be over so we can all go back to conventions and everything.
Yeah, I can't wait. I miss
Mixture.
cons.
You mixture of us. Again, everyone, thank you for listening. And until next time, I'm Win the Unknown. Thank you for watching.